Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, back with your NFL Public 3 for this week's Pro Football Sunday, September 6th. I'm going to go over the three most public plays in the NFL this week. And hey, look, you better pay attention because if you've gone against these teams the past 2 weeks since I've started this video, you're a perfect 7-0 against the spread. I gave you three a couple weeks ago and a bonus side square play. We went 4-0 playing against those. Last week, I gave you the three most public sides. We went 3-0 playing against those. So now 7-0 this year played against the public in the NFL. Now, look, it's not an automatic play against, but one of the reasons these angles work is because the line is usually inflated. In three of the 7 games, the team has actually won yet failed to cover, including 2 of the 3 last week in the NFL. And that's why this is such important information, because these lines are definitely inflated. I'm going to get to the 3 most public NFL plays for this Sunday, December 6th, in just a moment. Quick reminder, if you want my official best bets, the exact same games I'm personally using this Sunday in the NFL, go to my page right now at WagerTalk.com. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com for my strongest plays for this Sunday NFL. And don't forget also, special code right now, get a full month of all sports for just $199. Steve199. Steve199 gets you a full month, 30 days of all sports for just $199 at WagerTalk.com. Let's look at what appears to be the most public play in the NFL this week, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Third week in a row that the Kansas City Chiefs have made this video, and each of the past 2 weeks, they have won outright and failed to cover. That's exactly what I'm talking about with these public plays. The Chiefs have won each of the past 2 weeks, yet they have failed to cover because the line has been inflated too high based on all the public money, and it's going to be the case once again this Sunday night. And the fact that it's the Sunday night game against the Denver Broncos makes it even more likely that this line will soar higher. As of Thursday afternoon, while I'm doing this video, the line is 14 in most spots, a very key number. It opened 13, quickly went to 14 this week. I'd be surprised if it's not 14.5 or higher by Sunday night. Now, the Broncos were decimated last week. They had a wide receiver off the practice squad hitting at quarterback. All their quarterbacks were on the COVID list. They did get him back this past Wednesday. Drew Lock is scheduled to start at quarterback for Denver, yet I still think the line will go higher. The public has nothing but love for the Chiefs. And for the third week in the row, the Kansas City Chiefs look like the most public play, one of the most, if not the most public plays in the NFL, and that goes on Sunday night. Another play in the NFL that looks very public this week is the Las Vegas Raiders. It's going to probably be the second or third most public play when these games kick off on Sunday. Not a surprise. The Raiders are having a good season overall. The look-ahead line a week and a half ago before they played last week was going to be 7.5. Now it's 8.5 or 9. And I would expect a lot of sports books go to 9 or higher by kickoff. If you like the Raiders, I doubt you're going to get a 7. It's just not going to happen. And it's not a surprise. They're playing the New York Jets, the 0-11 straight-up New York Jets, who have been nothing but a debacle this year, especially on offense. Now, the Jets are always a dangerous team to back as an underdog. They score less than 14 points a game. They're a terrible offensive team. I don't like to back teams that can't throw the ball, even when getting a lot of points. But winless teams late in the season have been a long-term 60% plus play against the spread. And one of the reasons that angle works so well is because the public wants nothing to do with them and the line is inflated. And that's another reason why these public plays have gone 0-7 the last 2 weeks, as I mentioned, because the line is normally inflated. And that appears to be the case here once again. Jets only put up 3 points in their last game against the Miami Dolphins. But keep in mind, they did score 27 and 28 the 2 games before that. So I think they're capable of getting some points against a Raiders team that's given up 78 points the last 2 weeks in back-to-back losses. Once again, Raiders a very public play despite going 0-2 the last 2 weeks. They're also going to be a very heavy play in teasers, and that's why the 9 has popped in a lot of locations. If you get 8.5 or less, they actually make a good teaser play, taking them down to 2.5. But as far as a straight-up wager, I'd be very careful with the Raiders this week, as that line does look inflated, and the Las Vegas Raiders look like the second most public play in the NFL this Sunday. Green Bay Packers could very well be the third most public play in the NFL when games kick off on Sunday. And as of midweek here, they're a very public play in the NFL. Not a surprise. Green Bay's having a great season overall. The Philadelphia Eagles, meanwhile, are having an atrocious season overall at a 3-7-1 this year. They were one of the favorites, is not the favorite to win the NFC. When Dak Prescott went down for the Cowboys, it really looked good for the Eagles. And now they trail both the Redskins and the Giants in the NFC least, the worst division in football. And now they're taking a big step up in class here, having play on the road at Green Bay. So not a surprise that the public is back in the Green Bay Packers. The early advance line on this game was 7, very key number. That never lasted. It opened at 8, 8.5 in all spots this week. And then now we're seeing a lot of 9s. Very similar to the Raider and Jet game. 8.5 and 9s are out there. Teaser liability is going to be very heavy for the sports books on the Packers. So if you like Green Bay, you're probably not going to get better than 8, 8.5. And I would expect a lot of 9s by Sunday. Now, the Packers do make a pretty good teaser play. At 8.5 or less, you take them down to 2.5 or less, you're getting them in a basic straight-up win situation. But as far as a straight wager here on the point spread, the line does look inflated. And the Green Bay Packers, once again, look to be probably the third most public play this week in the NFL. They do have a look ahead to the divisional game at Detroit on deck. They're coming off the big Chicago divisional win. But the fact that the Eagles are still a conference opponent, they should be pretty focused here. And once again, like the Jets-Raiders game, the Eagles are a terrible passing offense. So even though the line is inflated, even though Green Bay is a very public play, not sure we can trust the Eagles to have any backdoor cover potential. So I'd be careful with this one on both sides. But the Green Bay Packers do look like the third most public play this week in the NFL. Once again, playing against the public plays each of the last 2 weeks since I've started doing this video is 7-0 against the spread. 3 of those teams won but did not cover. So once again, that's why this angle works, because you're usually paying a premium. Doesn't mean you always play against the public, but make sure you're getting line value when you do, because these lines are usually a little inflated in the NFL. If you want my 3 official best bets for Sunday afternoon football, get them right now on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. My strongest pro football best bets for Sunday on my page at WagerTalk.com. Don't forget, college basketball is here as well, an 80% start this year in college hoops. My best bets are available every day, and if you want all sports every day, the $199 special is a great value. Steve, $199 gets you 30 days of all sports on my page right now at WagerTalk.com. Best of luck this week. We'll be back soon with more videos here on WagerTalk TV.